Wouldn't it be cool if we took the Nissan Altima and reimagined nearly everything in it? Introducing our most innovative Altima ever. Nissan, innovation that excites.
It could have happened to any one of us just as easily. You're on a new route, an area that you don't drive very often or all the time, relying on your GPS system for directions, and then you take a wrong turn.
Yeah, but for one long-haul trucker, it led to an international incident. Mexican authorities say Jabin Brogan crossed the border into Mexico carrying 268,000 rounds of high-powered ammunition in his truck and then sentenced him to prison. He was released on Friday after being locked up for 7 months.
And Nick Valencia has been following this story for us. So he says what? It was just bad directions, or what did he say?
There's still some people that are questioning his alibi and his story. I mean, I was reading a truck driver blog just before I got up here, and they said, how did you make a wrong turn? The GPS shouldn't lead you astray. But Jabin Brogan has maintained his innocence since day one. Back in April, he was on his way. He was taking a shipment from Tennessee to Phoenix when he says he was looking at his GPS, and all of a sudden he looked up, he took a wrong turn up the freeway, and he's at the border crossing from El Paso into Juarez. He says he spoke to a Border Patrol agent, and they waved him through, directed him that he could make a U-turn on the other side of the border, at which point the Mexican authorities stopped him and said, hey, you have ammunition. You know you have ammunition in the back of your car. 268,000 rounds of high-powered ammunition, Victor. I mean, this is like some intense firepower. He goes to make the U-turn, gets stopped, gets pulled over. They held him in the Mexican federal prison in Veracruz, Mexico for about 7 months before finally letting him go. He had an emotional press conference yesterday where he maintained his innocence and sort of explained a little bit more about what happened.
I really just want to say thank you to everybody for the help. Excuse me.
You take it easy.
I really never thought I was coming back home. I was following the GPS and I was watching the road at the same time. It was a car on my left side, on my driver's side, and if I would have got over, the car would have got hit. I probably would have killed somebody.
Now, there's very strict laws in Mexico about firearms. You guys have both probably been along, I know, Randy, you've been along the border. There's signs everywhere along those border crossings, no firearms, no ammunition. One bullet casing, if you're caught with it, can land you in prison. So his charge carried up to 30 years in prison. He was there rotting away for 7 months, he says.
Yeah. Wow. And we know over the last 7 months there have been some intense negotiations between the Mexican government, the U.S. government. What was the turning point that led to his release?
Well, there was some intense complications before those negotiations even started. The Mexican media reported shortly after this incident happened in April that he had confessed that he was smuggling this ammunition to 2 men in Mexico. Of course, he denies that report. But finally, the turning point was the NAACP got involved, a local congresswoman as well in a local area in Dallas, Texas, also got involved. And it took the mayor of El Paso to sign a resolution that said that they had his back, they were supporting him, they believed his story. Again, the company that he works for has maintained his innocence the whole time, saying this shipment was destined for Phoenix and that he never intended to cross into El Paso. But I mean, that border crossing is so small there. It's one of the closest in the world.
And going into Juarez.
And going into Juarez, yeah, it's not a place that you want to go in the last 4 years. A lot of people, a lot of violence there. And he says he never intended to go in, but somehow he ended up there. And he's very thankful to be back home. He had a family party last night, family reunion, and now he's back on U.S. soil. I don't think he may wanted to stay out of Mexico for a little while longer.
All right, Nick, thank you very much.
You.
Appreciate that.